a film that was screenshotted was made by my daughter about myself. So that was the task of skying. And just to tell about myself, not to tell a lot, so just to your attention. Unfortunately, the film is in Russian. So far, just you may guess that we'll continue our conversation in English as well. So, to your attention, please.
Здравствуйте, дорогие коллеги. Позвольте представиться. Меня зовут Елена Валерьевна. Я работаю в Skyeng уже почти 2 года. А также я преподаю в Киевском национальном экономическом университете. Живу и работаю в Киеве. Занимаюсь преподавательской деятельностью с момента окончания своего университета, с прошлого века. Я родилась на Урале, в очень суровом климате, в семье военного. Поэтому передвижение и путешествия у меня в крови. Школу я закончила в Подмосковье, а потом мы переехали на Украину. Я закончила факультет иностранных языков с отличием по специальности учитель английского и немецкого языка и литературы. Мне пришлось работать в лучших заведениях, учебных заведениях Украины, в лицее, в гимназии, в университете, в классическом университете. Сейчас вот работаю в экономическом университете. У меня есть хобби, я пишу книги, в основном методические пособия для своих студентов. Они ими пользуются, и благодарят. Английский язык играет огромную роль в профессиональном росте моих учеников, и они ставят эти свои цели, достигают их, справляясь с заданиями, которые предлагаются, совершая успехи, сдают экзамены международные. Мне сложно представить, с каким количеством учеников мне довелось работать за всю свою жизнь. Сотни, а то и тысячи. В моей жизни существуют определенные приоритеты. И на первом месте, конечно же, это моя семья. Это мама, муж, мои дети. Помимо работы я очень много путешествую. Сейчас я не прекращаю работы своей учителем школы Skyeng. Я нахожусь в гостях у своей дочери в Праге. Хожу, гуляю. Мне очень нравится архитектура города. Я наслаждаюсь каждой минутой своей жизни. Я думаю о том, что такие возможности есть у каждого учителя школы Skyeng. Чем я занимаюсь в свое свободное время? Очень люблю ходить в театры, слушать классическую музыку в филармонии. Мне очень нравится рисовать. Я начала рисовать недавно. Вначале я думаю, кому же я подарю эту свою картинку. Потом я выбираюсь уже в зависимости от будущего хозяина моего произведения, потом только рисую. Вот, я люблю очень придумывать рецепты блюд, готовить для своей семьи, люблю кататься на велосипеде. Почему мне нравится работать в онлайн-школе? Это замечательная возможность, не выходя из дома, общаться с интересными людьми, давать им возможность путешествовать, давать им возможность работать, давать им возможность повышать свои приоритеты в жизни. Это очень важно. Я чувствую, как, собственно говоря, наверное, и все учителя, я чувствую, что я причастна к изменениям, положительным изменениям в жизни своих учеников. Дорогие преподаватели, приятно было с вами пообщаться. Всего вам доброго, желаю вам успехов, благодарных учеников и замечательного настроения. До скорых встреч! Как посмотреть?
Ну, можешь посмотреть.
So, let's make friends together with you. So, and I think that half of your applauses should belong to my daughter, of course, because it was her initiative and her inspiration that I enjoyed at a great degree. So, and as you can see, so our meeting today in the frames of SkyTeach conference is connected with teaching. Is connected with teaching English, is connected with teaching English online. And people all over the world often ask questions. So how to make this teaching process successful? So people don't even guess how successful can teaching be. Either personal, either offline, either online, any. And what does it depend on? We'll see now. So I will grab your attention for 15 minutes. After that, we'll have a very interesting conversation, talk, and you will use all those square papers just to answer some questions if you wish, of course. The teacher's personality is the key to student success. What is it? I was invited into this conference to speak about my constant professional development. And what is constant professional development connected with? Of course, with the personality of a teacher. Of course, with their success. With whose success? Success of her or his students. So, Wikipedia tells us very interesting definition of these things. I will remind you some. So, what teacher is? What teacher is? Teacher is a person who helps others to acquire knowledge, competencies, or values. Do you agree with this definition? Of course. Probably we can add something, we cannot. Well, but in general, it is quite true. So, personality is the second key word. What personality is? They say that it is a characteristic set of behaviors, cognitions, and emotional patterns that evolve from biological and environmental factors. More serious focus on motivation and psychological interactions with one's environment. So personality is a thing that we acquire during all our life. So just some things come to us, we digest them, and the result of this ended up in our personality. So what student is? It is a definition of student as a person enrolled in an educational institution. He attends classes of a course to attain appropriate level of mastering this very subject, for example. And what success is? Success is another definition that is the achievement of something that you have been trying to do. Well, this is the topic of our today's talk. Teacher's personality is the key to student success. So nothing new in here, right? So just we see this very quotation and say, okay, so just what's new? What's interesting? What are you going to talk about? Because personality is a very individual task. So personality belongs to us, and there is no other person who will be equal in your traits of character and traits of personality. So that's why when we possess a bulk of knowledge, it means that different things come to us from different sources in the process of our teaching. So it is a composition of our knowledge gained from the university, gained during the process of teaching as well. So I think that you always asked each other questions. So what is it? So right, definition is okay, but what is success? How to achieve it? How to make your pupils, your students successful? Question, really. So just who doesn't ask this question? Every time we ask each other how to produce the complex of different measures, the complex of different tasks to help our students to achieve their aims. Because their aims are our aims. If they are successful, we are successful as well. And here is a phrase which is sounds like very interesting. So to transfer your knowledge is not taught at university. Do you agree with it? To transfer your knowledge is only your personal achievement. So we all were taught at universities. We all had favorite teachers. We all had favorite subjects, majors, and so on. But, okay, not all. But I can't agree that you can't remember at least one teacher or one subject that remains with you forever. So this is about it. Well, but a complex of different sources here turns out to be a methodological process of transferring our knowledge. So how we understand and how we find way to our students' hearts and to our students' minds to make them feel like that. So all your teaching career, it means all your life, in fact. So former teachers devote their professional life for 20 years. And after that, they were asked, so just, yes, you may go on pension, you may retire, because it's quite enough. 20 years of hard work, 20 years of very, very intensive way of transferring your knowledge. Nowadays, teachers have much more years of experience. And I should claim that teacher is not a profession. Teacher is your part, your way of life. Yes, that's true. Thank you very much. You read my ideas. Of course, success, how I see it. And it's not very unusual that we can say that teacher's personality influences the process of achieving success via student's personality. Mind, please, because not only student, but student's personality. And a very interesting thing that occurs in the long run. At the end of this process, we see the unity, fruitful cooperation of both. That is a very new idea, because we often speak about contacts, about cooperation between students and teachers, but we forget to mention that this very we notion, which occurs in the long run, or we are very happy if it occurs at once. And then, we develop this very we in a complex of cooperation. We understand each other. We feel each other's ideas and aims. So I wrote this versatile set of qualities of being and different qualities of a teacher, not by chance. So they came up to my mind just. So now I want you, after reading these qualities, being kind, patient, emotionally stable, fair, dignified, honest, objective, and benevolent, write down some things. I will collect the papers later. So what you think should be added to this list of qualities? So probably I'm not objective enough. I'm surely subjective, because I analyze not only me, myself, but I analyzed my colleagues. I analyzed my students who have become successful. And, well, these qualities that came, not too many, but you now work hard to fill in. Just write only one or two qualities, no more. The first one that comes up to your mind. One American school, Niles West High School, which is situated in Illinois state in the United States of America, give their teachers their rating every year. So these are the results of the rating. These are the qualities that they think their teachers should possess. And if a teacher does not respond to these qualities, they go to the bottom of this rating. Let's speak about each of them a bit. Motivation. Who is motivated in this process? Both. Exactly, both. That very we. Yeah. So just you remember the first scheme: teacher, student, and we. Industry. Hardworking. Very hardworking. Yes, of course, students work very hard to achieve their results. What about teachers? Do teachers work hard? Or, in the long run, they get accustomed to the process of teaching and they stop working hard? What should they work hard at? Not maybe at the process of creating their plans, lesson plans, but they work hard at their understanding, at their motivation, at their cooperation, at the way how to find the way to their students' heart, in the way how to reach the best initiative. Well, what does it mean, initiative, in this rating? And why is a teacher should be initiated? Teacher gives an example. All the students, all the time, have been looking at their teachers as an example. They would like to imitate the teacher's manner of speaking. They would like to imitate the teacher's way in life. They would like to have an example, a perfect paragon, so to say, in their life. And it is about influence, bilateral influence. Teachers influence their students. Students are under influence of their teachers, and they influence the teachers as well. Leadership. So the teachers should be leaders, as students in this school say. What does it mean? Leadership is closely connected to my mind with the initiative. But initiative, it is a first step, but leadership is something that continues this step to go on. So to be a leader, to be organizer, to be the best concern for others. Do you think that a teacher coming up into the classroom should concern for every student in his class, whether it is interesting or not, whether the class is effective or not? Of course, no. Concern for others, as students in this very school, they say that the teacher should expose concern, his own concern to others, that is, to the students. And if the teacher says that the student is boring the classroom, so how can he concern him? So he may just think about it. By the way, I would like to tell you an interesting story. It is not a joke, it is a true-to-fact thing that in one of American universities, there was a concern button, by the way, which was situated in the place where the student can reach. Concern button is under the table. So, and the result, only teacher can see the result of this button push. So, in the background, there is a table, so to say, and lamps. So the teacher doesn't know who in particular switches on this very alarm button, concern button. But, so the teacher can understand that his lecture is not very interesting, not very entertaining, and the person starts to feel bored. Immediately he can change the topic, he can change the subject, he can add something new into his talk. So very productive way. I like it very much. Have you heard about that? No, really? Oh, now it's time for discoveries as well. The next quality is responsibility. The student is responsible for getting knowledge, for digesting this knowledge, for giving the result, and the teacher is responsible for giving it. Very responsible. You can't deny this thing. If the teacher stops being responsible, in the long run, everything will go to nothing. Believe me. Integrity. What do you understand under this very word? Integrity, integration, integrity. It is a kind of cooperation when they work together and have the common result, the mutual result. Emotional stability. This is the point that teachers are evaluated. Emotional stability. They never shout, they never display their mood, for example. So just when they are in the classroom, they're always with their students. Their thoughts, their troubles, everything is behind there. So somewhere in the corridor, somewhere outside. And emotional stability is highly appreciated by the students because this is the atmosphere where a student can act in the best possible way, fulfilling his important task. We have just talked about teacher's personality, and you added into this notes some traits of teachers, and probably to that very second list of qualities which you would like to add to the rating list. Student's personality. This is number 1 for the teacher in the classroom, but number 2 in our discussion, because everything starts with the teacher. We are teachers. We are number 1. The student's personality, character, plus the following qualities. The students are motivated, self-confident, positive, hardworking, target-oriented, creative, responsive to teachers' requirements, ready to constant changes, and they are all the time on their way to success. Can you imagine unsuccessful students? Just visualize an unsuccessful student. Would he possess these qualities? Of course not. Of course not. He would be distressed, always upset, every time boring. So all their opposite qualities of the named ones. Your task is to add to this list the first quality that comes to your mind. What teachers and student union produces. So it produces common aim to reach students' targets. Common aim. We live in one and the same environment together with our student. He had the aim, we know it. He has his own motivation, we know it, and we help the student to achieve them. We work, we collaborate, we cooperate all the time. Teachers' constant creative development. If the teacher does not do it, the students will very, very often lose their interest to this teacher. Do you remember some stories, or from your practice maybe, just the youngest audience, members of the audience, so just that not all the lessons were interesting for you? Can you say that it is because the teacher that lost your interest stopped developing creatively? He stopped his development. Probably because he thinks that he has done enough for his development. Probably he didn't want it. Probably he lost the interest to life. We don't know. But these very qualities are absolutely inappropriate for a teacher. If you find these qualities in yourself, please leave the place, leave the position of a teacher. So the person who finds these qualities, these features in his own personality as a teacher has no right to continue teaching. Because we all know that students are our product. And a boring teacher will teach boredom. Do you know? A competent teacher will teach competence. A kind teacher will teach kindness, and so on. Because what we are rich in, we always share it with our students. And this is their way to success. Students respond to every motive, to every intention of ours. And they desire to follow this way to success because they trust us. We love our students. They love us. We respect our students and they respect us. And this list can be continued endlessly. Constant process of personality enhancing. It means that we, and just you can support my idea, that we never are pleased with our activity. Probably we want something more. We are trying to be perfectionists in our activities, in our lessons, in our communication periods with our students. And it is an endless process. So these are some evident things, but probably when they are here all together, you may see that when we sum all things, we have ideal cooperation and relationship between student and teacher, achievement of desirable aim, and productive way to solve challenging tasks. Some theoretical material probably. Are you bored? Thank you very much. This was an alarm concern button. So just your heads. Would you like me to continue a bit with my personal stories? I have two. Yeah, thank you very much. But do not forget to add another item into your papers. Just probably you may share your experience. Probably something more you will add to this equity, just to have a very nice formula of success. So the stories are like that. My friends and colleagues often ask me, you have lots of students, and just you know how many. So just in the film, you heard this number. It is not an imaginary number because teaching at the university, having big auditoriums, so just of course there are thousands, even many thousands of students who sometimes got in touch with me. I would like to make a very good example. So just to remind, a student of mine many years ago, a girl with punk orientation, so just a very tall, very clumsy, but very clever girl, came into my classroom, and she was like quite a brilliant one. She produced very bright ideas, she participated in our discussion, she was great. I taught her for a couple of years. I taught grammar and speech practice, and then we lost each other because she graduated from the university and started to be involved in her personal life. She got married, then she gave birth to her daughter, and so on and so forth. So several years of nothing, no news from her. And then all of a sudden, she appeared in the scene, and gradually, she is becoming one of the best teachers in the Priazov region. She, wrote me letters saying that, I have achieved this and this and this. Now, I am a supervisor of tours, starting tourist tours with the children from Greek community, for example. She knows Greek and English, both languages. She participates in British Council projects. Now she is one of the leaders in Transcarpathian initiative about eliminating borders between people, so of different views. So something like tolerance connected with, but she's one of the leaders there. See, a successful student. And she doesn't stop to say thank you. She said that, okay, Helen, do you remember how we worked? I am really following your steps. I said, okay, very nice, thank you very much. So we accept each other's importance in each other's lives. One example. The other example is one of the Teachers of the Year in Ukraine, probably, if I'm not mistaken, it happened in 2009, and he became, it's a man, so he became one of the 6 best teachers of Ukraine. So he noticed me as his supervisor. I only just observed his lesson and gave him some advice. After that, he was accepted as a teacher at the Lyceum, and then he is a head teacher, he is a director of this Lyceum. So his career was based on the very ground of that very first lesson of observation. He was inspired. So, summary. It doesn't matter how long we teach our students. It doesn't matter. What matters is our personality, our bright attitude to the subject we teach. In case we possess it, but it is, of course, a thing of everyone's decision. If you want to go through this very path, if you want to acquire all these constituent parts of a personality, you will do it. And one thing, the last one, is I would like to quote my son. When I was being ready for this performance, for this speech, he told me, "Mom, just be yourself, no worries." And this is the message that I would like to give you as a present. Just be yourself. You are wonderful, you are the best, and you deserve the best results and the best students. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I am ready to answer your questions.
Yes, please, we have an open mic, so who wants to ask?
Do you teach teenage students or
Yes.
children?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is a question for you. How to motivate younger students?
May I answer your question with another story of mine?
Of course.
which will be very probably interesting, but very personal indeed. So, younger students, they are very, very difficult to motivate. You know that. I'm a mother of 3 children, by the way. And the first one, the eldest daughter, she is now a Fulbright candidate. So just now she was, after her Oxford education in Oxford University, she graduated from and got master degree. Just imagine, level of her English, right? So just now she is set for TOEFL and she got 1994 points for TOEFL, which is a strong speaker result. So her level of English is perfect, really. When she was a small child, I decided that I can't trust anybody to teach her English, but I wanted very much her to know. So what did I do? I asked her elementary teacher at school just to announce my desire, my wish, my consent about the fact that I'm ready to gather them together, some of their students, and to start teach them English due to a special program, Best Motivation. So they collected, it was a group of 10 at first. They graduated from my personal home school alongside with their secondary school. All of them are great, successful people. How were they motivated? They were motivated by their own success. So one does it excellently, and the other wants to do the same. Motivation, games, of course. So just today you will hear about gamification. Of course, games. And environment. I mentioned this very word while defined the notions, environment. We create them an environment which helps them to succeed in their studying language. Have I asked your question?
Yeah, I think
Answered.
so.
Thank you very much.
First of all, actually, like it's really interesting to listen to you because you are being yourself while you are talking.
Thank you very much.
I think like being yourself, I think had to be mentioned in that list.
Yeah.
So my question is, we always hear like, okay, you have to go on the way to success.
Yeah.
You have to
That was the topic.
follow all of these steps to become successful. And success is out there. You have to reach it. You have to do this, and that to reach success. Yes.
But success is different.
So yeah, I want to hear your opinion on this. So if we are always in the process of going somewhere to reach success, where is it?
I will answer. So just quite an easy question. So thank you very much for that.
Welcome.
It depends. Of course, individuality, individual approach, individual aims. So what matters is what is success for a very special student. For that very slow learner, it was just the top of success to become a teacher at school. Another one had another aim, motivation and targeting. So just they succeeded because they have reached their aim. And success in each way, in their point of view, is different. You are successful because you are here, because you can speak English, you can participate in the talk. You are successful. I'm successful because I'm talking to you, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be with you now. It is my success. It can be evident, or it can be not. It can be here, it can be hidden. There is no common idea. So success like the sun, and everybody who comes there will become sons. Not at all. It is very individual. So just probably it matters your own personal happiness. Where you feel happy, you think you are successful.